ultimate desk setup slash podcasting studio is underway. This is an uplift desk. It's 84 inches by 84 inches by 30. The desk is it looks like, I don't have that big of a project ahead of me. I'll show you in a second all the wires that we're going to have to work through to get this thing set up. So the intention is to have three 4K monitors. You can't see off frame here, but I have a 43-inch LG MU88, I believe. The MU88 27-inch monitor, so three 4K monitors, audio engine, A5s, Promise Pegasus Thunderbolt 3 connection. This is a 12 terabyte hard drive array. The brand new 2018 MacBook Pro, which can run up to 4K monitors, so I'm going to do that, get that set up. And then we're going to have multiple mic booms with Shure SM7Bs. Are going to be running and recording live on Logic Pro X. I've decided to continue to use the Apple software. I've been using GarageBand. I'm going to upgrade to Logic Pro X. And so we're going to have a mic set up here for up to 4 mics. 3 mics will be connected at all times, and then the option to just do a tabletop mic on the side here. So this project is beginning. If you haven't watched the vlog of us constructing the desk, that's pretty simple setup. These holes are not supposed to be here, so we're going to have to make do with that. So I'm going to be sharing the experience and sharing all of the different parts and pieces and all the obsessing of what needs to go into this in order to make this work. And it's going to be a significant project, but when it's done, it'll look clean, simple, organized, and hopefully function very, very well. So let's get rolling. So here's the basic layout of the office. On the back wall here, this is a GIK Acoustics acoustic treatment panel. Believe it or not, that's an acoustic treatment. It's a photo that I had taken in my wash bay of my GT3 RS. In the corner is a black art graphics designed. I've got to work on some sort of corner lighting here of my GT3 RS. We have GIK acoustic panels or acoustic treatments on the ceiling, on the walls, and the corners, all over the place. The office is roughly 12 by 13, so it's a little too small. I couldn't fit corner soffits. If you're familiar with acoustic treatments, I wasn't able to do that. I went to Home Depot and got some basic, I guess this is from Lowe's, window treatments. I'll normally have the window open, so it'll be a little brighter in here, but for video purposes, I turned it off. So the intent is to have dual 27-inch monitors, and then have a 43 on the wall, which is on a cantilever bracket. I've got to get the level the thing. It's a little crooked, so that when guests are sitting here, I'll be able to put on display whatever we're talking about. So the new MacBook Pro should be able to run 3 monitors, and I'm going to work on the wiring to get that set up. Notice the large HDMI cable sitting on here that I'm going to have to figure out how to get installed. This is a motorized desk, so it goes up to 50 inches tall, and I doubt I'll use that very often, but it has the option. Of course, we have multiple acoustic treatments on the wall. These are actually ceiling tiles that I adapted to so that the door can still open and close, and so those are corner mounted for the, hopefully taking some of the edge off of that corner, which would be problematic for acoustics. And then my wall of cool stuff, just basically chronicling my life. And I gotta get some pictures of my darn kids and wife up there as well. So these are galvanized pipe and a floor dial that are designed just to kind of hold up the shelf, hold it in place. 10-inch by 3-inch custom pine that my cabinet maker made and stained for me. So you can't buy these in the store. Alright, so first project is deciding whether I'm going to use the Ergotron mount. This is an Ergotron LX mount, which you can see is limited when your desk is not in the middle of the room. So I may be transitioning back to, I'm going to test this out. I'm going to put these back on and see if it's better to use the mounts that come with the LG. So we're going to play with that. And then we're going to work on positioning of our Promise hard drive array and our speakers, and I want to see if I can get this set up, and then the mic boom. Here's the mess of wires and wiring that we're going to be dealing with. I've got more parts coming that I just ordered yesterday, including a new mic boom, or 2 new mic booms for the 2 additional Shure SM7Bs that will be positioned here in the middle of this desk for when guests come. We'll talk a lot more about that as we go on. Alright, I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my Promise Pegasus. And so I actually took my human scale CPU holder, which is a long plate. So I cut the plate in half. Notice I cut it and drilled some new holes. That'll be the stop holes, and filed it and then painted the edge. This will go up. And then this CPU holder here, I'm actually going to mount it right up under here, and that way I'll be able to mount my Focusrite and my microphone, or I'm sorry, my headphone adjustments right there as well. The Ergotron is gone. I'm going to be doing these LG, the stock monitor mounts, which will save a lot of space. We're also modifying this power cord. Is way too long, so we're going to open this up. This is the power strip, and I'm going to cut it so that it has a more appropriate length. So here's what I'm talking about. Human scale, so I cut this short so it won't stick out so far, so I won't hit it with my knee. And then, I don't know if you can see this in here, but I have a really stout piece of Velcro. Since this, this is designed to grab and hold on, we're not going to be able to do that, obviously. So that stout piece of Velcro will hold this in place. It's not going anywhere. That looks pretty sweet. So I shortened this power cord, so that's done. And I've taken apart my surge protection. I think there's some conditioning, a little bit of conditioning in this as well. But I took the back off, drilled a couple of holes in here, and then I'm going to mount this back to the wall underneath here. Right, so I'm going to mount that underneath. So I'll have this fixed unit on the wall, coil up the wires to make them look good, and fix them to the wall as well. And then we'll have this power cord here. We'll run through that gray channel over there on the wall. So hopefully we can make it look pretty where it's going up and down the wall. Alright, I'm making some progress. So these are our Bison Office. These are metal wire chases that I'm going to mount up under the desk. So this underside here, we got pretty well tied up. Can't see any wires. But the mess of wires will be on this side. So that's what I got to start doing some work on. So I'm going to be dealing with these. The link for these will be in the description. I searched for these for a long time. This is the best wire chase that I can find. Alright, good news, success. But I got the Promise dock, USB-C, Thunderbolt 3 dock. So I've got all 3 monitors running, which is amazing. And running 4K, 60 Hertz on all 3 through the single MacBook Pro. I've got a lot of work to do on the wiring, but the HDMI cable that I was using wasn't working. So I've had to transition to using a different cable, so I'm about to run to Best Buy because that cable is just a little bit too short. It's going to need to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to rerun that cable to get it to work out, to get it to set up properly. But we're making progress. The HDMI cable that I spent all that time running through the wall doesn't work. Maybe it's HDCP 1.4 or some sort of communication issues. So I had to go to Best Buy. I really need a 15-foot cable, but I ended up having to get 25 feet. It was $70 for a new cable. So I'm going to run that. But we have 4K 60 Hertz on all 3 monitors. Pretty sweet. What a bunch of work to get this set up. But I'm going to rewire this again for the 3rd time. So here's the wall of stuff. Subwoofer, all kinds of stuff. Got the Focusrite. So I got one that was bad, and I had to wait for the next one to come. My my 3rd SM7B, the 4-channel cloud lifter, and I've got a stool to test out. Here's our space gray keyboard. I've got all various cables, headphone cables. Got my headphone amplifier, I'm going to try doing some Philips Hue. I have a feeling I'm going to be yanking this off. Not really my style, but we'll see what it looks like. Anyway, got lots of stuff to work on tonight. Oh, this worked out even better than I could have hoped. Check it out. So I've got my microphone preamp here. This is my microphone preamp. This is my, I guess, my USB preamp. And then my Promise Pegasus hard drive array. It fits in there nicely. And I would have room. This is the human scale CPU holder, which works out great. We got a subwoofer. Got wires everywhere, but we got a subwoofer. So we got the sub in, and now I'm going to mess around with the Philips Hue, get that wired up, and then we're going to get our monitors wired up. And we're going to make sure this is the position of the desk, and then I'm going to start working on position of the microphones. We got a lot of work to do. I'm doing the Philips Hue strip here. So here's our box. I didn't realize you need a hub for this in order to change the color. Otherwise, it's just a single yellow, like 3000 Kelvin color. I want it to be bluer than that. So I'm mounting it to the bottom side. Notice there's some 3M sticky tape. I'm going to run it all the way around. So it's going to start here, which will line up close to the window. And I'm going to run it all the way around. Alright, I'm several days in between any videoing. I've got a mess on our hands here, but I've decided to go single 5K monitor with the additional large monitor. It looks so much cleaner. I'm going to wire it up nicer, get my mic exactly where I need it. It's just a better option. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. It looks cleaner, and then again, I don't use the second monitor all that often. But I have the big 43 right there, and then I'll use it more. So that's the plan here. So I'm going to be working on wiring this up. I got some CalDigit, really high-end Thunderbolt cables. So now I can do everything with Thunderbolt, because those 4K monitors don't accept Thunderbolt. So anyway, I'll keep you up to date here. All right, we're making progress here. We got our OBS software up, Open Broadcast Service. And then we're positioning our mics, so we figured out where it's going to sit. This is so freaking cool. Oh man, you know how much thought has gone into this, and it's actually working out. Where we can get people on camera, get 2 people in here, and so now we're about to drill our really expensive desk. You know, we should probably look to see what's underneath there. Think about that. Does that look like it's in the center? Alright, here goes. Drilling. You only get one shot at this. Look, where are we at? Oh shoot, I think we're good. We're gonna hit just the edge of that thing. Now, that's the little hole. Now we got a big old hole in this thing. Because we're gonna take this bracket, goes and sits in there. Yikes. That's a big hole. I was planning on drilling these. I'm glad that I don't have to, but so that the plan was to not have them put holes so I could put the hole back here. So the disadvantage we now have is that our wires are going to have to run this way. But if it's the only wire we got, I think we'll be okay, because the headphones are going to be mounted underneath. So we're probably going to have to mill this out a little bit because this might be a little too big still. I think we're good. Nope. It's close. we can hammer it in here, but I don't want to get it halfway in and then have to pull it back out. I think it's right, so I think we finally did something right. Now we can put these big old lock washer, and this sucker isn't going anywhere. Yeah, it's just long enough. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So come under here. It's crisp. The touch of the tip, the teeth, the lips. The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. What movie is that from? They go to Hawaii. Brooklyn Decker is
he's trying to hook up with this other girl and he's acting like she's his wife.
Yeah.
Or not his wife or something.
Yeah. He was like a doctor or something?
Yeah, he was a doctor. She was Jennifer Aniston was the
his assistant.
Assistant, yep. And the girl goes the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. That's how I get ready for podcasting. The only problem with these headphones is they make me sweaty. They start to make my ears hot.
It's because what's coming out of there is fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
Close that door right there. Let's see what it sounds. If it sounds any better. Full studio mode. Let's turn our video on. Make sure it doesn't explode. Boom. This is like broadcast grade studio level. I can't believe it actually works. I thought for sure I was gonna have to tear it all apart and start completely over. Something about the position of mine though. No, I don't know if I like this. I'm gonna sit like this.
I feel like I'm listening to myself on Joe Rogan.
Well, this is gonna be big, Ted. Be big just like Joe Rogan's podcast. We're gonna get upwards of 600 downloads. Maybe a little bit more. Alrighty, we got no interference, we got no noise, we've got an awesome headphone amplifier. I can adjust all the levels. Now I gotta figure out how to record this. Yeah, we're ready to live stream. We could live stream right now. See, it's hitting my speaker. I don't like that. I gotta figure out a better position for this. Holy crap. I can't believe it actually works. What does it sound like we bring some sound in?
That's great.
Into this.
I am ready.
Alright, check it out. So, I got hours and hours and hours and hours of wiring in this thing. And although, you know, from under here it may not look as clean, but the key is that we don't see it when we're messing around with the desk. So I've got to work on this. So I'm going to get some sort of chase for that wire there. I really don't want to cut and patch all the drywall, but we've got the desk at maximum height here. And here's our wiring for our audio stuff. And then I'll have, I've got the extra set of headphones coming and the extra holder. So those will hang. So that's the desk at max height. So let's move the desk down and show you where we're at. Got my human scale chair. Still got a little bit of work to do with the wiring. I'm waiting for my Philips Hue thinger to come so I can have change it to a proper color light. We've got our monitor over here, secondary monitor. We got the Yellowtech Mika. All three mic booms are all wired up and working. We got a lot of work to do and then figure out how to live stream. There's the office. Looks awesome. So I'm going to do a full video explaining everything that's in here. You know, my shelves, how I made those, everything, the entire thing from start to finish. I'm going to make a real deal ultimate desk video, but this vision for what this thing looks like has been in my head for a long time. And even in my wealth management office, I couldn't replicate this. So, yeah, I'm psyched. Anyway, stay tuned for a video coming up here, probably in the next week or two, of the completed project, and me showing you exactly how this is all set up. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, to the floor, to the floor.